Having steady income as a freelancer can seem at times impossible. It's really hard when you're just relying on referrals and for clients to come to you, and sometimes you probably feel like you don't have much control over that. Today, I'm going to show you my strategy of how you can avoid dips in your freelance work and how you can create a steady income so that you can make more money. I'm Hayley. I'm the founder of Motion Hatch, and at Motion Hatch, we help motion designers to start and scale their businesses. I've been in the motion design industry for about 16 years, and I've been self-employed since 2015. Let me know in the comments below whether you're already freelance or maybe you're looking to go freelance. I'd love to hear where you're at right now and what stage of your career you're in. So, quick story before we jump into it. I want to share with you my financial forecast later and some tools for you to use to make sure that you can create a steady income as a freelance motion designer. So make sure you stick around for that. But I want to share with you why I think a financial forecast is so important. When I first started Motion Hatch, I was working full-time as a freelance motion designer and working on Motion Hatch as well. It started out as a podcast, but then quickly grew into courses and resources. So this provided a small amount of income for me as well on the side, and I was, to be honest with you, getting quite burnt out with doing full-time motion design freelance stuff and also Motion Hatch. So what I did was I created a financial forecast, and this really helped me to see whether I could feasibly go full-time on Motion Hatch. And I really wanted to do that because it was really helping a lot of people, as it still does today. So I'm really happy that I made that decision. And by doing the forecast, I was able to see that I could go all in on my business. So I'll go through a pricing toolkit with you later and a financial forecast, but let's first jump into why it's important to have a steady stream of clients and how you can do that. To create a stable income and avoid dips in your work, you need to have a consistent stream of clients. Sounds easier than it is, right? We need to build an inbound strategy and an outbound strategy. So an outbound strategy would be where you're doing outreach and you're making clients aware of you. And then the inbound strategy is where you're attracting clients to you. But the great thing is you can actually use these two systems in tandem.
If we work in tandem.
And it means that you know exactly how to get your clients. You have two strategies going on, but they also complement each other. So let's dive a little bit deeper into these strategies. So first off, let's talk a bit about awareness. So obviously your clients need to be aware of you so that they can hire you. And then the next stage is, once they're aware of you, how do you even stay top of mind? So let's talk then a little bit about social media first. Now, I've worked with many freelancers, and a big thing that they usually do is do a lot of cold emailing. So when someone comes to me, what they're normally doing is sending hundreds of cold emails to potential clients, and usually they're not getting much reply, right? So what I would advise them to do, and I advise you to do, is to reduce the amount of people that you're trying to attract. And it sounds counterintuitive, right? But bear with me, because I think it's really important to warm people up and to really personalize your outreach. We have all got those cold emails where we're like, you don't know who I even am and what you don't know what you're talking about. The other day I got a cold email that said, "Hey Margaret." It didn't even have my first name on it. And I know that you're not doing these type of cold emails, but you're still probably not warming the clients up enough, and they're probably still ignoring most of your emails. So the better thing to do is to actually warm them up. And we can do this via social media. It's not the only way of making clients aware of you, but it is a tool that most of us have at our disposal. So we do this by figuring out exactly who our ideal client is, and then building a social media strategy around that. So you can actually download a free social media guide that we have for motion designers. I'll leave the link below this video. And this actually gives you 52 posts based on our strategy that you can try today. So you want to post different types of posts based on awareness, attraction, action, and advocacy. And this is how we're going to warm our clients up and draw them in to us. In awareness, you want to create posts that have a wider reach to make people aware of you. In attraction, you want to post more about the behind the scenes of your work, a bit more about your process. And in action, you want to do those posts where you're sharing your website and your reel and you're giving people a call to action to work with you. And then advocacy is something that is often missed, which is how can I create advocates or fans of mine through my clients? So you can really do this by sharing testimonials, sharing the results that your clients got. And this just proves to other people that you're a great person to work with, that you solve people's problems and you get them results. And I think this is really valuable and it's really often missed. And what I loved some of my students have done before is actually animate some of their client testimonials. So you're showing you're a great person to work with, but you're also showing off your skills. And I think this is a really smart way to do that. So using social media, we can create an inbound system that we know helps us to attract clients. Now, I really recommend that you think about the types of clients that you really want to work with and you adjust your posts to directly speak to them, because now it's really hard to stand out on social media. But by being very specific about who you want to work with and using this system, you can get some great results. So let's move on then to how we implement an outbound strategy. Now, one way you can do this is by creating a CRM or a client relationship manager. Now, this is super simple. You can just start with a spreadsheet, but I do recommend that you also use our framework of awareness, attraction, action, and advocacy. And this is actually from our course Client Quest, which has a CRM in there for you already built. So if you're interested in that, check out the link below this video. The main thing is that you're going in there regularly, you're checking it, and you're seeing who you need to follow up with. And this is one way that you can stay top of mind with your clients to really create a system where you have consistent projects coming to you. Another way you can do this, and this is a tip that I really love, is when I go to an event, what I do is I meet people at the event and I say, let's connect on LinkedIn. And that means that when I'm posting on LinkedIn, which I do regularly, I'm going to be staying top of mind with them. And even when you're not posting on LinkedIn, even if you post a comment or something like that on someone else's post, it's going to show up and say, Haley commented on this post. So this is an easy way to stay top of mind too. So these seem like pretty simple systems, and they can be, but I really, really recommend that you take time to set them up and you also make it specific to your ideal client. And that means you know which levers to pull to get a consistent stream of clients.
Pull the lever, crunk.
So let's now move on to how you can create a financial forecast and how it can really help you to avoid dips in your work so that you can make more money and have steady income. So the first way a financial forecast really helps you to create a steady income is it means that you can actually predict what's coming up. So if you do this year over year, you will actually see that certain months maybe are a little bit slower for you. And if you built a system and a strategy around your marketing, as we said in the first part of this, then you will know what lever to pull to really fill that gap. So now I want to go through our Perfect Your Pricing toolkit, which includes a financial forecast that you can use to create steady income in your motion design business. So today I want to take you through our Perfect Your Pricing toolkit, and you can get the toolkit. We'll leave the link below this video in the description. So let's take a quick look at it then. So you've got your financial goals. You can add what your goal is for the year, what your monthly targets need to be to get there. You can add in reasons for your goal. I think it's really important to put your why in there because it really helps you and encourages you to know why you're trying to achieve these financial goals. So then if we go down, you can see income snapshot and annual income goal. So you can really quickly on the homepage compare, how far away you are from the goal. If you have a paid Notion account, you will have access to charts. If you don't have a paid Notion account, you won't have access to charts. We have provided an alternative. So you will still be able to use a Perfect Your Pricing toolkit, even if you don't have a paid Notion account and you just have a free one. So we also have lots of pricing resources down here. We've got how to work out your day rate, how to work out a project fee, financial forecast, expense tracker, and negotiating prices. So what I want to do then, I want to take you through the financial forecast. So if you scroll down here, then you can see we've got the income forecaster. So down the side, you have the months. And then along the top, we have the projects. And then you can see you can put in your income here, which will total it up in the monthly column here. And then you've got your goal. And then you can see the variation between your monthly income and the goal in the last column. And if you do this year on year, it's really going to help you to see how to grow your business. You'll be able to see when the downtimes are. You'll also be able to see where the opportunities are to get more work. And you'll also be able to see which clients and which projects actually pay you the most. So this is really, really great. If you're doing this every year, you're going to get a lot of information and a lot of data that's really going to help you to grow your freelance business. So next we're going to move on then to our expense tracker. So here we are in the expense tracker. If you go down, you can see we have all the expenses that we have every month. We can put in here what these are, and then you can see your monthly cost down here or your annual cost. And then this is really good for doing an expense audit. So you can put, do I want to keep this or do I maybe want to cancel it? Sometimes you might have software where you're overlapping with other software, so you don't actually need two of the same kind of thing. Maybe you don't use some of this stuff anymore and you've kind of forgotten about it. So it's a really, really good way to save some money in your business. And one time I actually managed to save myself £200 a month by doing this expense audit. So I really recommend that you try and do an expense audit too. Remember to download our Perfect Your Pricing Toolkit. This includes a financial forecast I went through today and lots of other awesome tools to help you with your pricing. So I'll leave the link below this video in the description. If you want to learn more about how to price your work, then I recommend you watch this playlist that we put together with all of our best pricing videos.